Just realized my mic's on. Hi guys. I love that I forgot to turn that off. Love that for me. Anyway, let me get my thing here. Hi everybody. I just real sorry for the weird like humming sound. That might have been my. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but if you hear a humming sound, it's my fan. Cause it's still pretty warm here. I don't know why like this office is just so warm all the time. Anyway, so what we're gonna do today, is I have, that's right, my master document's over here. I've got my master document over on the right hand side. And what I'm gonna be doing today is importing let me close this, I don't need this anymore. I'm gonna import some of these older pages that I did back in like 2022, this was 2022. I'm going to import these into the new document, which is actually like a different proportion, so it's like a completely separate document basically. So I'm going to put those in, I'm going to adjust the proportions, and eventually, not today, but eventually I will be like redrawing these pages. But I want to minimize the work that I have to do, so I'm going to recycle these. But a lot of these are going to be redrawn, like completely redrawn later, but I figure, you know what, why not use the original artwork to give me a head start. So that's what I'm going to be doing today, just importing all of these. So there's a lot. there's like 56 pages that I have to import today. So it's going to be a lot of work. Not the most exciting thing to watch, I apologize. And unfortunately, I can't just move the pages over the document. I have to like manually copy everything over because they're different proportions, different sizes, different margins. So like I can't just like copy the whole page over. I have to do them like one at a time, which is really, really annoying. So basically I just go into wherever the panel is. Let's see, I think I already did that page. So we're on this page now. I love that I put my screen tones on top. Like, what was wrong with me? Oh, that's because it was a single universal screen tone, that's why. Yeah, I'm looking at my past self and wondering why I did it this way. So, yeah, it's not very exciting. Hey, Sim, what's up? Oh yeah, I gotta make my new, Okay, so basically the way that I do this is, because everything is a new proportion, see how, if I put this here, we can see how there's like space left here at the top, and some here, it's because the pages are like different proportion, different sizes. So what I could do, is actually move that up. So that would be, yeah, see, that's the problem. Yeah, it's the problem, isn't it? Because I know there's some extra art over here. This is just it exported trimmed. So now I get to decide, do I want more space at the bottom or do I want more space at the top? So what I'm going to do is, because this text here shouldn't be going outside of this line, I'm going to move this up as far as I can. And that way down here, they'll just get a little extra room down here at the bottom. So now what I'm going to do is, let me find my tools here. I'm going to make my new frame. And what I usually do is I start the frame here in the middle. And then I turn this off. And then I adjust this to... Come on. Why are you being difficult? Why you be difficult? There. Alright. Ah! Oh my gosh, clip. Clip, stop it! Okay. So I'm gonna move these over. Da, 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 da. This is very riveting content, guys, I know. Hey, no, you're good, you're good. I'm gonna be here for a while, because I have, like, so many pages I have to import. Look, look at all of these pages. All of the ones that are in blue are all pages that I have to import. Here, I'll show you guys, like, how many this is. Look at all of this blue. All of that blue is stuff that I have to import. It's gonna take me forever. But, you know, it's gonna be done. So here we are. I figured I might as well stream this process and do some talking, so. It is, yeah. I also, like, I spent the daytime, well, I had my Japanese, like, tutoring, like, it's basically my classmates and I coming together and doing some, like, studying together, so I guess it's more of, like, a study session, because right now we're between classes, so we're, like, reviewing the stuff that we learned in the past class, yeah, so I did that, and then I had some errands I had to run, and I was really tired after that, and I intended to only sleep for, like, 3 hours, and I slept for like 4.5, which seems to be a running theme with me, that I sleep more than I thought. Hey, there's my stream element spot. Alright, and then just need to split this one down the middle. Yeah, so some of this will have more space, some of this won't have as much space, because these pages are slightly more narrow, but they're taller, so that's always fun. Alright, so now that I have the basic split, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back over here. I have all of these in folders, because I was really organized when I made these pages the first time. I have no such desire to be this organized now. So, I'm just gonna make one. So, the cool thing about Clip Studio, Photoshop doesn't, I don't think Photoshop does this, but you can copy entire folders. So what I do is I just put the text and the artwork in one folder. I pray that Clip Studio will not crash. Let me save the files. So this is, yeah, that's what I forgot to save everything. Sorry guys, give it a second, it's doing its, save. Just on another screen, so... Alright, there we go. Saved. Maybe. Did it save? Clip. What? It's just... That's not good. Hey, clip. Clip. Okay, it's sitting there thinking about it. It'll let me know when it's done, because that'll turn blue. Oh man, Clip Studio's having to think really hard, you guys. Yeah, there it goes. You can do it! I believe in you! Oh, Clip Studio never changed. This entire thing, like, when I'm doing this particular part of the process, when I'm copying stuff over, there it goes. It's so anxiety-inducing. Because it's just like, the entire time. It's just, please don't crash, please don't crash, please don't crash. Oh my goodness. Okay, so, now that I've saved it, oh god, yeah, they're so stressful. So now I have the folder here for all of the artwork except for the tone. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this folder, the whole folder, and it might bring up the blue ring of death, which it just did. So it's thinking, is smoked trout kebab nice? Yes. Hey, Nathan, what's up? Hi, honey. Yeah, so it's like smoked salmon, but it's like, shaved in a way that you can't, it's cut in a way, it's like a deli cut almost. And basically what I do, is I kind of just like, it's hard to explain. I heat up the blueberries, and the banana, and then I kind of just like, use the kebab to kind of like help me stack it. They're not really, it's not a true kebab, it's more like salmon, or not the salmon, it's the trout, like a banana piece and a blueberry on like a toothpick, and then I just eat it in one bite, and I just make a bunch of them. I'll draw it out for you because we are visual people, so I'll like draw out what I mean by that. So, what? Almost dropped my pen. So basically, it's like, you know, like you have these like fancy little toothpicks that are like, that have like a thingy on the end, and so it's like fish, and then a blueberry, and then a banana, and then some fish. But they're like, it's on a toothpick, and then I just make a bunch of them. And that way I, like, each one of these will fit in my mouth. That's all it is. And then I gently, like, gently heat it up a little bit. That way it's like a warm banana and blueberry, which is, I think, better. And then you have like the saltiness of the smoked trout. And then you have like the sweetness of like the banana and the blueberry. It's just really nice. Like, it's like a salty, sweet kind of dinner. And it's really, really filling. And it's really good for you. Like, the fish gives you really great, like fatty acids. You get like the magnesium and potassium from like the banana, and then you get like the antioxidants from the blueberries. Like, it's really good for you. You just gotta be careful like how much trout you eat, because it's higher in sodium. So, but it's one of my favorite things. One of my favorite things to make. So, and that way I get all the different kinds of flavors and textures all in like one little bite. It's really good. So good. Alright, so now I'm moving this over here. It took me a really long time just to do like just to do one panel. So it's gonna paste it, and then I have to adjust the size. There it goes. Yay, woo! I'm not gonna worry about the tone. I need to make sure everything is turned on. I'm checking my masks, so this little check mark. Oh, let me show you guys. You guys can't see it. So I'm gonna show you guys something. This little check mark here, when you see a mask with this little check mark, what this check mark does is it connects the mask to the layer. And when you transform something that has a mask, if you want to transform the mask with the layer that it's on, that way it stays proportional. Make sure your this check mark is turned on. If you turn this check mark off, you can move stuff without moving the mask. Basically, it locks the mask so that the mask itself doesn't move or change. So when I'm transforming something, like I'm about to do, it just makes it a lot easier to transform if all of the checks are turned on. I did not catch the trout myself. It was bought from a game meat store. So living here in Tennessee, there's a couple places where you can buy like game meat, and that includes like fish, venison, bison, elk, that kind of stuff. So I like to go there. That way I know, like someone else caught it, basically. I do love to fish though. I do love fishing, but I did not catch this trout myself. I love fishing, and I miss it terribly. I might make this go all the way. I might open up this panel just so that there's more room there. It was a steelhead trout, for the record. Smoked steelhead trout. Delicious. My favorite fish to catch, though, favorite fish to catch and eat, for the record, is walleye. You know when you have a piece of walleye versus a piece of perch. Very, very, anyone who's like big into fishing, and then like cooking your own fish will know there is a major difference between a piece of walleye and a piece of perch. Walleye is basically just a bigger perch, but the walleye is a little bit firmer, and perch is like slightly softer. I love me a good walleye. Hi, Zay, what's up? I didn't think about this this part here. How big is this text? Because the text looks too big, so I might have some room here that I just don't realize yet. Oh, yeah, it's pretty early there for you, huh? I might just leave, you know what, I just might leave the composition how it is. So let me... The biggest fish? What was the biggest fish that I've ever caught? That was probably when I was up at Rice Lake in Canada, when I was a teenager. Um, we got it mounted. I'm trying to remember exactly how many inches it was. I want to say, I want to say it was a walleye, and it was like 30 something inches. It was at least 30. I want to say it was like a 33, 32. It wasn't a super huge walleye, but yeah, it was a pretty big walleye. Like about a 30-inch walleye-ish. Yeah, somewhere in the 30s. It was a big-ass walleye. I think they have to get like 16 inches or something before you can like actually keep them. There's like a specific size limit for walleye, and it was freaking massive. We got it mounted and everything. My grandparents have it. I don't have it at my house. Where is this bubble? You know, it doesn't matter. I have to put in brand new bubbles anyway, so it doesn't matter. I'm not gonna worry about the tone. I'll tone later. I'll just do brand new tones for all of that. Alright, let's do it again. Do 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 do. Do you have a favorite type of fish to like go for? So, like for those of you who don't know, walleye is an ambush predator. And they have lots of sharp teeth. And they're super fun to catch, and the way that you catch them is well, for me personally, the easiest way to catch them, the most fun way to catch them, is a process called trawling. And basically what that means is you lay your... Oh, I just realized my music's really loud for you guys. Ah, it crashed. Clip, why you do this to me? You dang it, guys. No. No. Well, let's see what Clip Studio saved for us. We might get lucky. Such is life. You know what, though? I didn't save it before I did that. Forgot to save. Oh, man, that sucks. Oopsies. That's okay. Pretty big. I had to get rulers to try to figure out how big it was. String, fishing wire snap. Wow. Fishing wire snap. I've never fished that way before. Is Clip Studio opening anything? No! It didn't save anything! That's okay. That sucks. That's alright. It is what it is. I'm literally just copying stuff over, so it's not that huge a deal. It happens. That's probably not the first time it's gonna happen. Let me see if I have my wasted up here. Oh, I don't. Okay. I'll make it. I used to have this funny little thing up, that I called wasted. Let me see if I can find the image for it. How far did I get? I literally was on the second panel and it crashed. Okay, let me see if I can find it. Image to browse. I had like a funny image. Like I used to have a scene specifically when this happened. Let me see if I still have it. No, it's okay. I can get it again. Let me go get it. Save image as. That's okay. Give me 2 seconds, guys. Oh, of course that's a web image. F you. Of course they would make it a web image. Of course they would. That's hilarious though. Oh man, where did I save? Where did I just save it? What the heck? Should have been on my desktop. Oh, I put it in manga. There we go, guys. Wasted. Every time it crashes, we're gonna bring that up. Oh man, every time. It is what it is. Well, okay, so here's the thing. Like, it's not. I mean, whenever you work with a digital program, you have to like prepare for that. Yeah. See, it didn't save. So it saved a little bit. So I have to re-import those images. So it's not a huge deal. File, open. The music got dark. Like, the music got darker, which is why it did that to us, guys. It was the music. It suddenly got dark, and it's like, boom, we're gonna crash on you instead. Oh man, I like traditional drawing. I prefer traditional drawing, to be completely honest. The problem with the traditional drawing. Manga traditional 2022 chapter 1. The problem with traditional drawing for me is it's not very efficient, or it's not very time efficient. I don't remember what page it was. Yeah, Miso, your friends, your fans want to talk to you. Yeah. Oh, ma'am. Yeah. Your fans love you, Miso. I still love drawing traditionally. I just do it for fun rather than for manga. Your fans love you, Miso. Okay, I don't know why my text box is so tiny. That's weird. So let that be a lesson to me to make sure I save every time. Lesson learned, right? Yeah, Miso, I know. Stay here, Miso, you're my good luck charm. Miso, what is it? She's just getting comfortable, using my arm as a pillow. Typical cat behavior. Yeah, typical cat behavior. Where's the Miso? Yeah. Just gonna sit there looking cute. If she gets settled in her bed, I'll turn on the Miso cam. If she'll get settled. All right, see look how quickly I did that again. All right, Control S. We're gonna save. We're gonna save this time. All right, cool. It's saved. All right, let's try again, and this time we'll do one folder at a time, because sometimes you gotta work with it. Sometimes you gotta baby it. So, all right, let's do just Sayo. Let's do Coco first. Alright, so it's saved this time, just in case it wants to crash on us again. We're gonna copy just Coco's folder. The other thing we're gonna do is, I'm gonna be taking out all the Japanese sound effects, and eventually putting in English ones. Oh, well, I guess rather leaving in only the English ones, because I already have English ones put in there. Alright, Coco's folder is done, so let's, right here. So I'm gonna paste them both in, and that's right, the background. Yeah, it's one of those tiling backgrounds. That's probably what caused it to freak out. Yep. See, look how much easier that was this time by just doing them separately. Sometimes Glacero is just a big ass baby. Make this a little smaller. There we go. Now we can see the lip of Coco's bag there. Da-na-na-na-na-na. Alright, we're gonna save after every panel. After every single panel, we're gonna save. Because I'm not doing that again. Alrighty, save. Alright, guys. I know, it's so riveting. Will it crash? Will it not crash? I'm gonna go ahead and copy the text over because that's a lot of text. Miso? What? Nani? I just realized I copied this over without the text. I transformed it without the text. So now the text is really big. But you know what? It's okay. It's okay. I just need it in there so that it'll be a little bit easier next time. Let's see. Nathan asks, do you have any advice on how to get feedback on rough storyboards? Because I feel like when asking friends and family, they will be biased and I can only find so many errors. Yeah, don't ask your friends and family. That's the advice. Don't ask your friends and family. Ask people who are familiar with manga, because unless your friends and family are familiar with manga, I mean, I don't know, maybe they are. Because ultimately, like, you can ask your friends and family for advice, absolutely. However, if you're not asking people who are familiar with manga, who are familiar with, like, the terminology, and things like the paneling, which is also called kumawani, and, like, anatomy and all of those things, then you're not necessarily going to get advice that's specifically catered to the type of artwork that you're trying to make. So it might be easier to go find a group of people, maybe a Discord, or even, I know a lot of people don't like this idea, but Reddit. There's a lot of really good manga subreddits out there. So consider things like that too. And go to places where people actually know, and actually want to help you. And Reddit, like, there's a couple good subreddits. My favorite manga subreddit, and they've been really good about being kind, is r/manga makers. I'll type it out for you guys. Whoopsie. I didn't mean to hit the button. Wrong lever! Okay, so the one that I like the most is called r/manga makers. That's my favorite manga subreddit, and I've had a pretty good experience there. Every once in a while, like, you'll find someone who's a little grouchy, but for the most part, people have been pretty kind to me in that subreddit. So, that would be what I would recommend. I need to turn on the mask here. There we go. Yeah. But it's really important to seek people who are familiar with the type of stuff that you're trying to make. That'll be your best chance at getting feedback. Or, like, actually, like, good, actionable feedback. And just as a general reminder, I said this in my interview on the Learn to Draw Manga channel yesterday, but, like, when you get feedback, always try... So there's a couple things. There's criticism and there's critique, right? So, like, criticism is, like, harsh, like, unnecessarily harsh, or, like, inactionable feedback. In the sense that, like, inactionable feedback, for example, would be, the head looks off. That's not necessarily, it's not meant to be harsh, but it could be given to you for two reasons. It could be that the person that's looking at it doesn't have the words, doesn't have the knowledge to specifically point out what exactly is wrong with the head, or maybe they don't know. They just know that it looks off. So if you get feedback like that, where it's not clear to you, or maybe someone's, like, just as being a butthole, you can choose to ask a question, right? So anytime you ask for feedback, if the person is actually a good person, then they should be willing to give you, like, answer your questions. So never hesitate to, like, ask questions to clarify, like, do you mean this? Do you mean that? Or do you think this? You know. thanks for coming, Comic Man. I appreciate it. Always appreciated. Yeah, some of this dialogue won't be the actual dialogue that I end up using, but like I said, I'm just copying everything over. So I keep hitting buttons accidentally. I'm still getting used to this mouse. This mouse has buttons on the side, so I can start to do like short keys, and I keep hitting the wrong button. That's a disaster waiting to happen. That way I can just hit like click save, click undo, but it's all like all the buttons are on like the left side of my mouse. And I still have to like look at the mouse to know which button to press. I'm still getting used to it. But it's awesome. Like I love having a mouse that has, cause I wanted to get a tab mate. I thought about getting a tab mate. That way I don't have to use my keyboard. But I wanted to try the mouse and see if the mouse is enough for me. That way I don't have to get like a tab mate. Cause I needed a new mouse anyway, so. I also need to get a new pen. My Pro pen is dying, unfortunately. Which really sucks. It is what it is. Those are like $80 pens. So I'll wait till my next paycheck probably. Hello, Gothic Lolita Angel. Thank you for joining me. I'm gonna copy over the next one. Sorry that this was more of a just chatting session, you guys. Or it can be a body doubling session. So if you guys haven't yet, I would appreciate a like. It lets other people know that you're having fun, enjoying it, or learning something, and helps other people find the stream too. If you would be so kind. If not, that's okay too. I think I had this here originally. We'll just put this down here. And then this way I'll have the text here, and I'll just have to draw the rest of arrows. So, not a big deal. Thank you for those of you who just hit the like button. I appreciate it. And always, as always, never hesitate to ask me questions. I know I look like I'm working, but I love doing questions. I love asking questions. Celebrity? What are you talking about? I am no celebrity. I'm just here to have fun and attempt to get some work done. I try really hard to get work done. No promises. Well, looky there, guys. We got everything copied over. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn these layers off because I don't need them anymore. And so this will be these are basically now my rough draft for these for these particular panels. We can move on to the next one. Woo! There's one or two on here I may not be able to do just because like someone gets like an arrow through the face, so I'm not sure if I'll be able to work on that one. So I'll do the other ones. Alright, I didn't put our layers in. Let's figure out where we want these, like higher or lower. I think this would be helpful to have more space here. Okay, that's about, where do I want this over here? Let's do it this way, that way that space has some more, that bubble's got some more space. Let's actually move these over. Alright, and then there'll be a little bit, because I don't like his head being like literally right at the top there. I don't like that. Do not want. Alright, so now that I've adjusted this to fit the new proportions, we're going to put a new frame down. Alright, now we're going to cut the... What's really nice is when you have the cutting tool, I didn't put that in the right spot. Is you can predetermine that. So basically over here, now you guys can see, I basically can set how tall or how tall and wide I want the gutters. That way it's consistent every single time. It's really nice. That way I don't have to worry about it too much. I love Coco and Sayo's relationship. Like, so Sayo is the heron, and he is like really, really anxious, but he's supposed to be Coco's advisor. But Coco never listens to him. He never listens to what he says. Because Coco is like very rash. He's very like straightforward. He doesn't listen to Sayo very much. Because Coco thinks he knows better. He doesn't. Alright, let me close this up. It's not moving with it. That sucks. Alright, there it goes. Alright, now let's put this one down. Close all of those. Alright, let's set the next frame down. Like I said, extremely riveting stuff, you guys. But very important. You know, you don't want to mess up like where your stuff is. I just realized something. I don't draw myself, but I've been watching your advice or religion or anything that's helped me appreciate manga more. Oh, well, I'm glad. Thank you. I mean, you're just a manga enjoyer? That's awesome. We need more people like that. We need more appreciators in our lives, let's be honest. I appreciate you appreciating us. Thank you. I have so much more content that I'd really like to make. Just to be completely honest, like I'm a little bit lazy when it comes to making like videos. I don't like editing. Editing really stresses me out. So I'm really bad at making more stuff, but I have so much stuff I want to talk about. So I've been creating like Word documents for stuff that I'd like to talk about. Oh, I do not mind people asking that question. Feel free to ask all the questions you want. Let's see. Let me do these in order. So Nathan asked, not sure if you've been over this before, but what inspired you to work on and create Godsbane? So Godsbane is 15 years old. Initially, so I really loved mythology. I say loved as if I don't love it anymore. I love mythology. And I've always wanted to, let me make this space a lot bigger. Oh, we show some time has passed. I've always really loved mythology. And so I wanted to sort of create like my own world in the sense that like people would question if it was real or not. Like this could be a theoretically possible place. And so when I was creating Godsbane, I wanted to have a lot of like lore and like gods and spirits, and I always loved the occult and I love paranormal horror. I've always wanted that kind of story. And initially it started with just like this silly little like fox creature named Auk, who was so my other true love other than mythology is crime docs. I'm fascinated by why people do the things that they do. Like, why would people do crimes? Why would people, like, just the psychology of people, like why they choose to do what they do, whether it's good or bad. So that, sorry, it's auto-saving really quick. It's doing its auto-save. Give me a second, guys, sorry. So I wanted to create a story talking about that. Ethics is something I've also really been fascinated by. One of the things that I love to do, if you don't know me, is I love playing devil's advocate, purely because I'm curious about um, why people think and act the way that they do. So like I'm always like playing devil's advocate. Kind of makes people mad sometimes because they think I'm being intentionally obtuse and I'm not. I'm just curious. So with Godsbane, it's like part mythology and mythological world, but it's part crime, like murder mystery as well. But I wanted to tell the type of story where, as you go through the course of the story, you think it's one story, right? Like, as you go through it, you think it's going to be one particular story. But after you learn certain things, you can go back and re-watch it or reread it, and it's a completely different story. Like, an example would be The Sixth Sense, if anyone has seen it. When you're going through the story, it's very misleading in the way that it presents some of the information. And then when you get to the big twist at the end, and then you're like, wait a minute. And then, so once the movie ends, if you rewatch it again, immediately, it's a completely different story now because you have the context at the end. The meaning of all of these actions completely changes. And then you see all of the clues, like stuff that seemed completely irrelevant the very first time you watched it, is now like, oh my gosh, like I'm paying, like I noticed this now because now I know the ending, right? Like that's the type of story I want to be able to tell, is something that has a lot of rewatch or reread value. So that's what I'm doing with Godsbane. Hopefully it'll work out. That's what I would like to do. Okay, autosave. Sorry, that took a really long time to save. Let me just go ahead and resave it, like actually save it. I just realized I left this other page open. Let's see. Then my name is Doofy, said I'm a manga enjoyer. I write in my free time. That's obviously not the same. I mean, creativity is creativity, right? So like creative work is creative work. I don't think like, oh, well, I don't make manga, so it's not the same. I mean, we're still telling stories. So it's very similar. It's just it sounds like you're telling story with words rather than telling it with pictures. Right, so it's still narrative, it's still storytelling, so it's not that far removed. They're like distant cousins. Or maybe like second cousins. And then Weaver says, does the kind of place you'd seek feedback differ based on the type of manga you do? Yeah, I think it could. I think it could be different. Because I mean, think about it. If you're making a shoujo, would you put it in a place that's maybe meant for shonen? Probably not. I love Shutter Island. That was one of the things that inspired it. So I love Shutter Island. Shutter Island and The Sixth Sense are very, very similar in that way. Where like you go through thinking it's one thing, and then you reveal the twist, and you're like, oh my god, no way. And sometimes you can kind of like, sometimes you can predict some of it, or like the further you go, the more off. Like you can tell, okay, something is not right, something is wrong. Like clearly there's like more information that I don't have here. Something is going on. And then like you can make guesses at what is actually going on. And it's the case with both Shutter Island and The Sixth Sense. You can kind of guess something weird is happening here. Yeah, but it's really fun. Well, with Shutter Island, so the premise of Shutter Island, for those who don't know, is a man is coming to, he's an investigator, and there's this really crazy deranged inmate that has escaped, and he killed this man's wife. And as they go through the course of the story, they're basically like traveling and hunting down this one specific inmate, trying to figure out where he is, and there's all these clues. I'm not going to spoil the ending, but it's like once you slowly are getting bits and pieces of information on this particular inmate that they're looking for because he's escaped, but it's he can only be on this island, so there's only so many places that this guy can be. And then when you get to the twist, you're like, What? Like, I was really confused the very first time. I kind of had to pause the movie and sit and think about it. And I went back a little bit and I rewatched it. I was like, okay, now I get it. Because I was like, there's no way that's correct. Like, I had to go back because I was like, there's no way that that's what just happened. Because I was watching it by myself for the first time. My grandmother and I really, really love Shutter Island. But my favorite movie of all time is The Sixth Sense. It's my favorite movie, and it was the first time that I'd watched a movie to when I got to the twist, and then I like immediately rewatched it. Like, that was the very first time that I experienced that kind of storytelling, and I've been obsessed ever since. So, yeah, crime psychological thriller is really good. Yay! Autosave's done. Okay. Sorry guys. So I had to sit there and think for a minute. I don't need this anymore. And then Doofy asked me, who are your favorite mangaka in terms of paneling? Ooh, that's an easy one. Kamome Shirahama, who does Witch Hat Atelier. Very, very, very amazing paneling. In fact, there's a wonderful documentary about this by, I believe it's Lines in Motion. I'll find the video and I'll link it here. Alright, here's the link to that video, by the way, guys. It analyzes the way that Shirahama Sensei does their paneling, and why this particular manga is very, very unique in how it handles paneling. That is probably my favorite manga in terms of how they do paneling. It's really, really great. And then my other favorite manga, I'm really biased with this one because it was the very first manga that I read. But I study it a lot, and that's Yu Yu Hakusho. Because what's really interesting about Togashi's work is he changes a lot. He's really good at like the cinematic angle, right? Where he uses a lot of Ma panels. And Ma is like pause or like reactionary panels. He's really good at controlling the pacing in terms of moving fast, moving slow. There's like not needing a lot of dialogue. Like, I really love the way that he does that, and that's something that I aspire to. You're welcome. That's a fantastic, that's like legit one of my favorite documentaries on the like entire platform. And let me actually grab one more thing. It's a channel which does like interviews with mangaka. It's one of my favorite channels. In fact, they just did one with Junji Ito. But they have a really good one from Hiroyuki Takei, who did Shaman King. So it's one of my favorite YouTube channels right there. Super, super, super amazing YouTube channel for learning about manga. They also have a video on Shinichi Sakamoto, who does, Dracula now. I think it's like their main series that they're working on right now. So yeah, really, really great YouTube channel. Amazing stuff. But they also, what's really cool with this channel is they also have like games and animation. So they cover like a wide variety of artists and such. So really, really good YouTube channel. Let me save. Yep, okay, good. It's saved. What's really sad about the Shaman King video is at the very end, Takei Sensei basically says that like he hopes that he can turn Shaman King into something that people look back on fondly. Like, he feels like people don't like it. He feels like ashamed of it, and I feel so bad for him because it was such a important manga for me when I was younger. Like it made me feel like a lot better. Like it was one of the first. It was one of the first. Like Yu Yu Hakusho was like the first anime that I watched, but Shaman King was the first manga that I read all the way through. So that was really impactful for me. And then Yu Yu Hakusho was the second one that I read all the way through. But like, yeah, it was just really sad to see how he felt about his own work. Um, and I loved hearing his thoughts about that experience, because if you guys didn't know, like Shaman King ended up pausing like right at the very end and took a hiatus, and then it had like 3 volumes or something like after that. And now he has two series, one which it features like the children of the main characters, and then another one is basically like a continuation where the original manga left off. So it just picks right up. So there's a lot of Shaman King to read. If you were a Shaman King enjoyer, there's so much more to read now. It does need more respect. I feel like a lot of people trashed on it because of what happened. And I feel really bad for him because he deserves so much more love. And then Weaver said, on an art question for contests, there is this one I used to submit that used to ask for monochrome. Do they mean grayscale or monochrome? My frame of reference is other types of sepia type and cyanotype. Okay, so so in the language of manga, right? So like there's monochrome and there's grayscale. Grayscale implies like everything from black to white and then everything in between. When it's monotone, it's literally just black and just white. It's what you call dual threshold, or duotone. Would technically is one way of thinking of it because it's literally black and white. But monochrome or monotone can also be used just for black and white. It kind of depends on who you're hearing it from. But grayscale and monotone are not the same thing. If it says grays, they're willing to accept gray. So screen tones, screen tones and halftones are technically different things. What you see printed is technically halftone, or zipatone is the original word for it. But nowadays, halftones and screen tones get mixed together a lot. If they say grayscale, they mean you're allowed to use actual grays. But most screen tones, as we see them in manga, are not actually gray. They are black. They're just really, really, really tiny dots that are placed together in such a way that it appears gray. But if you were to actually grab a magnifying glass, like a really good magnifying glass, and hold it like 2 screen tones, you'll see that it's actually just really tiny, fine black dots. Or lines. Some of them are lines. So if it's asking for monochrome, it means just black and white. That would be my guess. Man, Ars's design has changed so much. I'm basically gonna redraw the majority of this panel, to be completely honest with you. A lot of people miss what makes Shaman King so good. It's a manga that used to use railroad beliefs and folklore to tell a story. Yeah. I mean, it's not perfect. I mean, no story is, to be completely honest. It was also made during a very different time. But it's so good. Alright, save. Sorry for always the constant pausing. Sometimes saving takes a little bit. And copying takes a bit, so... Not the most riveting content, I apologize to everybody. I got lucky then when I was in a rush. I submitted with almost black, blue, green. I mean, technically, sometimes you can get away with chromatic blacks, as long as they don't check. One time when I submitted to a contest, I left my my model on, but because I'd exported it in black and white, you couldn't really see the model part very well, but it was there. That was so embarrassing. Like, I knew it was there. I don't know if they knew it was there, but I knew it was there. Man, I remember drawing this. This was so freaking brutal, you guys. I remember drawing this wind here. That took me forever to do that panel. There it goes. Alright. Next panel. Alright, this one I'm making a little bit larger than I did last time. I'm gonna mark these red that I've already moved over. Let's see, do I have these turned on? Yep. Let's see, I have an anecdote with one where I'm mostly with the guidelines, but I used red for the title text due to a misunderstanding on my end with cover pages. Was it the Silent Manga Audition, maybe? Or maybe Kyoto International? I've thought about submitting to some of those contests, but I'm not sure if I would do that right now. I'm kind of focused on the one-shot stuff and Godsbane. And then the fan manga that I'm making as well. Yeah, I thought so. I kind of have enough manga projects going on. I don't know if I need any more. Oh, man. Miso. Hi, Mio. Yeah. Miso. Did you have a nice nap? Did you have a nice nap? You want down? Here, let me help you. No, you should go the other way, baby. Go the other way. Hey. Miso, you either stay up here or you have... No, you can't go down that way. You have to go down the other way. Oh, okay, just lay on my hand then. Yep, that is a possible middle ground. Miso. If you guys don't know who Miso is, it's my cat. Let me see, does my thingy work? This is my cat, Miso, if you guys haven't seen her before. She's adorable. she's the real star of this channel, not me. She's very cute, very floofy. She's 10 years old now. She's very cute. I'm right here, Mistone. I'm right here. Done? Yeah. What are you guys working on this week? So what are your manga goals this particular week? Manga goals, writing goals, life goals. What are you guys doing this upcoming week? I have the week off from work. I'm taking a mental health break. So I'm going to be doing. I'm going to go see a therapist and a specialist this week. And then I'm going to be doing some hiking, and I'm probably going to go to the zoo and some local botanical gardens, and just go be outside. I'm really bad about just like working and then sleeping and doing nothing else. So I'm gonna try to be human this week. But the big thing is I'll be seeing a couple doctors this week. So. Ooh, that's a good idea. Reading some horror manga. Yes. Have you read Dark Metro? Dark Metro, it doesn't go back that far, but it was one of my favorite horror manga from Tokyo Pop. Oh gosh, yes. Please add it. It's really good. Another one that I really enjoyed from Tokyo Pop, it's not with Tokyo Pop now, it's with IPI now. But it's called The Dreaming, and it's by an Australian mangaka, which is really unusual, really rare. It's by an Australian mangaka named Queenie-chan, and it's basically a story about like girls at a boarding school that are going missing. So it's like horror slash mystery. It's really neat. That one's really good. And this one's not quite horror, but it's more mystery than horror. Also by Tokyo Pop, is the Tarot Cafe and Bizengast. Yes, Bizengast! I literally just, yes! Bizengast is, I second Bizengast. Absolutely. Yeah, that's a really good one. Great minds think alike. Tarot Cafe was good too. Uh, I don't know if you're into reading stuff from Western publishers, but Ablaze has one called Porcelain, which is really good. This is more of a Western comic, and it's more of a thriller than it's actually, I believe it's actually a thriller, but it's really good. It's called Porcelain. Bye, honey. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. yeah, they still publish lots of things. They never like permanently went away. They more lessened their operations in the U.S. when the recession happened, but they're still making manga. So. My favorite one from Tokyo Pop was King of Thorn. King of Thorns? King of Thorn? I forget if it has an S on the end. That one I really loved. And that's also a really good, like, a thriller mystery manga. There's also I Love Halloween. But it's spelled, Luv. I Love Halloween's really good. Gantz. Gantz is a good one. Gantz is really good. They just had some, like, banger manga. Like, oh, man. Lots of good stuff from them. Alright, let's save. Sorry I'm, like, working really slowly, guys. I'm kind of just meandering at my own pace. This is why I've not been streaming lately, is I've been doing this kind of work, and I feel like it's kind of boring. So that's why I've not been streaming. But hopefully you guys can just find this enjoyable, really, really casual stream. So sorry if it's not super thrilling or exciting. I just wanted to hang out. Maybe we could work together. I thought Gantz was more of a Gekiga than a seinen. Am I wrong? No, it's a manga. I could have sworn it was Gekiga. Gekiga is still around though. Like, Gekiga is still here. It's still very... Gekiga is still being published. It's very much alive. Not to the extent that it used to be. There's a few people keeping it alive. Yeah. Yeah, the old stuff. Yeah, Gekiga. Yeah, it's still around. Not near as prevalent as it used to be. It's kind of been absorbed by seinen. Like, that's like what I've gathered from the research that I've done, is it's kind of got swallowed up by seinen. I'm gonna give him more space here. Yeah, Garo. Garo was a good one. I don't think Garo is publishing anymore though. I mean, most of the Gekiga that I know of these days are like tragedies. Like, that's kind of one thing that it's kind of turned into. Vagabond is somewhat of a modern Gekiga. It's not like I don't think he classifies it as a Gekiga, but it's in the same like vein. it's kind of like become like tragedy, like sad ending type stuff now. Like from most of the like the modern like Gekiga that I've read. Lone Wolf and Cub is kind of more of a. I wouldn't say that it's modern. Go 13, I guess you could also classify technically as like Gekiga. Slum Wolf, I don't think is really new, but it's newer. Newer. What was another really big one? Summon Tozuka did a couple of them. I think Phoenix is technically Gekiga. And then, it's, drifting life, I think is what it is another good Gekiga. Let's see here. Garo's been gone for a while. Well, let's see here. Have you checked out the drawn and quarterly translations? No, but I would love to, read more from drawn and quarterly. Yeah, D&Q has good stuff. I only recently, heard about them, when I was at, San Diego. I went to like a manga panel, and that was like the first time that I'd heard of them before. Like, honestly. which makes me feel bad. So I would love to get into drawn and quarterly stuff, so. Non-webtoon Korean comics. Yeah, I don't think they get as much attention. I don't hear enough about them. Glacier Bay also has lots of really good stuff. I have bought a couple of the anthologies from Glacier Bay. When I finally got to see them in person at TCAF earlier this year, I bought a couple of things. I've got some really, really beautiful anthologies. Sorry, I was waiting for it to autosave. That took a really long time. If I had attended last time, I wanted to ask what your favorite instrument is. Oh, my favorite instrument to play or to listen to? Because they are different. Man, my arm is really sore. I feel like it's really rashy. Maybe I got bit by something. To play piccolo. That was actually my primary when I was in school. I played a bunch of different instruments when I was in high school. Yeah, I agree. I really want Godsbane to be a Gekiga. That's why I'm keeping it indie for now. Um, I do plan on submitting it to Viz though. Yeah, I'm loving seeing a lot of this like older shojo finally like get brought to the States. Really excited for that. And also new editions of Red River. Hell yes! So excited for that. Canadian is charged. That's funny. I love that. I love that for you guys. Canadian as charged. That's funny. All right, sorry, it's saving, saving. Because that was a lot. It had to copy. Oh, did it not save? Did it not save? Let me try it again. Right, it's like spotting polar bears in the Thunder Bay. Oh, I know what you mean by Thunder Bay. Ugh. I actually ran into when I was in the interview yesterday. Somebody was like, "Oh my god, I'm also from Tennessee," and I'm like, "Oh shit." So I know a couple mangaka that are in Tennessee. Ah, yes, here's where I stopped caring about my folders. I knew this day would come eventually. Okay, let's put everything in here. It's a lot of layers for just this. But some of these I won't have to redraw. Like, some of these I can just literally copy paste in here as is, so. Work smarter, not harder, fam. It's a little tedious to do now, but it'll save me a lot of effort later. So it's worth spending the time on. I have the same issue with music files. I send them in. But yeah, I mean it's a pain in the butt, but it'll be worth it because I'll be able to save so much time. Because for the most part, the backgrounds aren't gonna change, and so if I can save my time doing that, because my goal for the year was to have 5 chapters of Godsbane done before the end of the year. But when I got Onami approved to like finish the final pages for, um, that was at the very end of April, and so from April to the end of July, I was working on Onami. So I lost like 2 months, like 2 to 3 months of work. And so what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to set myself up to more easily get some of this stuff done. So why work harder when you can work smarter? And like I said, a lot of this is gonna have to be redrawn. And it's the majority of it's gonna be the characters. Coco, I don't have to change him. If anything, it'll just be cleaning up some of the artwork for him, but it'll be minimal changes. So now Aros, I will have to completely redraw Aros every single time. Unfortunately. Alright, how did I position this last time? It's right above the trim there. Okay. Yeah, there's no point in working harder than I have to. And then when I'm all done putting in stuff for the day, I'll open up my comics flow and I'll update it. As far as volume 1 goes, I'm about 20% done with volume 1 because I've done like a lot of the sketching, and then the scripting's already done for a lot of the things. So that's what I really like about comics flow is while it feels like I've not done very much, because I've done all of the scripting for volume 1 and I've done so many of these thumbnails already, like I'm technically 20% done, even though like I don't have a lot of pages actually done, like because of the number of tasks that I have to do, I'm technically 20% done with volume 1 already. I'm a fifth of the way done already. So as far as like if I had to like make a checklist, I'd be of all the things I have to do to get volume 1 done, I'm 1/5 of the way done already. Even though it doesn't feel like that. So that's why like having a way of getting organized to help you see like, wow, I'm actually making a lot of progress. Like it feels really good. So this was me during the week while I was finishing up storyboards. I had to report several yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's just lots of copy pasting. Gonna be lots of redrawing, because like I said, Aros's design has changed. This is the design that they told me looked too much like Rumiko Takahashi's, like he looked too much like Inuyasha, which I agree, like specifically the silhouette, but yeah, I totally agree. So Aros looks very different now. Oh, that's a big. This is our villain here. This bird creature here. This is our villain. His name is Amat. You can do the thing. Might take a minute to finish scaling that transformation. Dun, dun. It's not the most exciting work, but if I'm going to do this and it's going to take a while, I might as well do it with people. I might have to do this for a couple days. Really easy stuff, just tedious. Alrighty, this one's good to go. Ready to redraw when I have the brain cells for that. Once I have the brain cells, I'll be ready for this one. At the moment, I do not have the brain cells. Well, I mean, considering I already have a relationship with Viz, it would be Viz. I do plan on submitting Godsbane to Viz. But if they aren't interested in Godsbane, that's okay. If I had to pick anybody else, though, if I couldn't go with Viz, I would probably look at Dark Horse, Ablaze, or Mad Cave. I've met a lot of the folks at Mad Cave, and I really like them, and they just came out with Nakama. They're Nakama Press, which is specifically manga imprint. So I'd be really curious to work with them. I would also really be interested in Dark Horse, mostly because they do manga right, and now I know that they are willing to take Western manga. I mean, Ruthless Render is left to right, so I don't know how they would feel about Godsbane being right to left. And then there's, what was the other one? Ablaze. Ablaze has some really cool stuff. And they do, I believe, do right to left, so. So those would be my 3 choices if I couldn't go with Viz. Ablaze has some really cool stuff. There's this one that focuses on, like, Philippine horror. It's really, really cool. Let me grab it. It's actually getting a Netflix adaptation, which is really cool. Yes! Oh, it's so good. It's so good. I've already read volume 1. Yes. I can't, I love it. It's really good. Oh, bye, Doofy. Thank you for coming. I appreciate it. Take it easy. Yeah, yeah. I love having my Global Comics Gold membership, and I'm not saying that to try to sell them. I'm just saying that I absolutely love having that membership because I basically can now read as much as I want every single month. I am so excited to finally read the entire run of, like, Usagi Yojimbo and Lone Wolf and Cub and Appleseed. Like, we have all of them on Global Comics. I'm so excited. Yeah, we finally have Dark Horse. So, I'm excited to just start binge reading, and that's one of the things that I'm gonna do this week is I'm just gonna binge. I'm gonna read a bunch of stuff that I've always wanted to read. So, just like never really like made time for. I mean, Dark Horse we literally just got it, but like there's series that I've not finished that I have always wanted to just sit down and read. So I'm really excited for that. Right? I didn't expect it to be what, 28 volumes? Like I did not expect it to be that long. Yeah, they did so much good stuff. So much good stuff. I'm pretty sure we have Lady Bloodsnow as well. I'd have to double check. If not, I'm definitely gonna ask for it. I'll ask our content guy if he can get that one for us. Because I know he likes it too. So because I know we've been excited about it. So if we don't have it already, I'll definitely ask him to ask for Lady Bloodsnow. I might take this character out. I don't think I want Umke Shu in this one just yet. I want to reveal her later. She's a really fun character. Because I'm actually I definitely like did a lot of redesign work for her, but I want to reveal her later. So let's see. How is this gonna impact my stuff then? Let's see. We will move Rin's panel here, so we'll only have the split in 2 instead of 3. So let's do that. That'll be our first major modification here. Whoops. My cutter. So we're gonna change this slightly because Umke not gonna be in this one yet. And then it'll give us more room up here. So. I've not read that one yet. It looks really good though. I really want to read it. Alright, let's get everything copied over. Oh, let me save this before we do anything. Saving! Alright. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and, let's see, this is a lot to copy. So we'll do one at a time just to be safe. Nope, that's, but it is on my list. Benelli, I don't believe we have Benelli yet, and I've not read Centuria. I'm actually really new to Dark Horse. To be honest, for a really long time, I didn't read Western comics at all, even though technically a lot of Dark Horse is manga. I'm really behind on Western comics, just because I didn't want to read Western comics for a really long time. So really only in the last 2 to 3 years am I finally starting to read Western stuff. So I have a lot to catch up on. What current manga are you reading? Like the ones you're always excited to read? So I don't have like a specific pattern of when I read, because my manga making schedule comes first and will always come first. So I only read when I have time to read, with the exception of the Fresh Feature Fridays lists that I put out. I have to do that every single week for Global Comics, and so those I usually read on Wednesdays, or sometimes Thursdays if Wednesdays are too busy. But when it comes to like my reading time, it depends on how often I can buy books. Even though I have like a Viz membership and I technically have a Shonen Jump membership, I don't read as regularly as I would wish. Like what the work that I need to get done as far as the schedule of when I need to have things done will always be my priority. So if I get that done, then I'm allowed to read. And sometimes on the weekend I may give myself an hour to read, just to read something. Like if I need a break away from working, like I may do that, but it's usually only as a break. So I'm really bad at like giving myself dedicated time to read stuff that I actually want to read. But as far as stuff that I'm reading right now, Blade of the Moon Princess, which is the same mangaka as Spy Family, I'm reading that one right now. Other stuff I'm reading currently is To Your Eternity, Witch Hat Atelier. I'm like slowly buying all of the books. And then I just bought number 1 of Status Royale and I Am the Grim Reaper. And then for my Western comic pull list, I just got the last book of The Blood Has Dried from Mad Cave. Or sorry, When the Blood Has Dried from Mad Cave. I just got the 3rd one, I think, of Cult of the Lamb. And then I also have Monstrous and I Heart Skull Crusher on my pull list as well. Yeah, there's a lot. I technically, for the pull list, I technically don't need to make a pull list because all of those titles are on Global Comics. I could read them as part of my membership, but I liked them so much that I'm like, you know what, I want the physicals of these too. So even though I could read them more or less for, okay, so technically I don't need a Global Comics Guild membership. Like, I get to read for free because I'm a staff member, right? But I, because I do a lot of reading on the website, and I'm constantly opening pages and reading a little bit here and there, especially with stuff like Fresh Friday. I went ahead and bought a subscription, even though I don't need to, just so that when I do read, folks get paid. So, even though I don't technically have to pay for a membership, I do pay for a membership. Because I want to. Make sure all of my masks are turned on. Yep. Monstrous is so good. It's so good. Hi, Miso. Yeah. Want to be up here? Hi, Miso. Yeah. Yeah, my art is fantastic? Or did you mean monstrous? Because I'm assuming you mean monstrous. Because monstrous art is fantastic. I love Sana Takeda's work. They have you read the new one that they put out? The Night Eat, I think it's the Night Eaters. Really good. I'm gonna give this one the space that it deserves. Because it really is a nice panel. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Mm. I mean, that gets the job done, I guess. Okay, just so that I remember that I wanna extend that. I'll make it pretty later. Thank you. This is actually art from 2 years ago. If you would believe it, this is from 2 years ago. So imagine what I can do now. Like I said, a lot of it probably, like, Hokuei's design has changed. I'll show you what he looks like now. He looks really different. Once it's done saving, give it a second. I'll show you what he looks like now. He got all his hair cut off. So I decided I wanted his hair growing to be part of his character development. To sort of show as... Because for Hokuei, which is the character in this panel, His like his character arc is a coming of age story. Um, so I wanted to have that sort of be like a metaphor for him. So unfortunately, I have to completely redraw a lot of stuff for him, which kind of sucks. So I love his hair. So yeah, a lot of my character designs have changed. Open, recent. I think it's this one. Might take a second. I don't know if this is my new one or my old one. Hey, here it is. So here's Aros. His new, it's almost new design. I have to adjust this shirt a little bit. And then we have Hokoi and Zai here. So here's Hokoi. His hair's a lot shorter now. Readers of Onami might recognize this creature here on the bottom right. They might recognize it. So his hair is a lot shorter now. And he'll slowly grow. It's also dark hair. Like originally he was going to have a lighter color, but now I'm going to fill it in. But yeah, like you guys might recognize this creature down here. There's a reason for that. Which now, sadly, I won't get to do with this, but that's okay. So he's not he's descended from a line of these creatures. But he is not one himself. They're just like his ancestors and stuff. So, and then Zai's a fun character. She is she's basically Aros's boss. As far as like on the healer side. And she has this sort of like tiger like assistant. His name is Hiji. And you might recognize this from the page that I was just working on. So she's very old school in the sense that she's very black and white in her morals. She can be she can see gray, but for the most part she's just very black and white. So I'm still working on figuring out her design a little bit. I'm pretty happy with this though. But yeah, he's descendant from these gods. But it's been so many generations that he doesn't have access to this form. So it's been too many generations. But yeah, Hokui's a good kid. He's just kind of he gets scared and spooked really easily, and he's a little too nosy for his own good. Why are you not letting me move it? Oh. I had the wrong tool selected, that's why. I'm not gonna worry about this too much because I'm taking her out, so Aros will just be where she is. So I'm not worried about it. I'll do that later. Let's see here. The beauty of this type of work is that you can always get better as time goes by. Jamie Hernandez was an even better artist, writer, now that he was in the 80s. Yeah, exactly, yeah. I mean, I would think that the more you write, the better you get. I would hope so, right? Like, yeah. If you're not improving, then you're probably getting worse. Or, like, you're stagnating at best, getting worse at worst. So... No. Sorry, just waiting for it to finish copying. There it goes. Like I said, this is a tedious process, so sorry for you guys who came here thinking I'd be doing some crazy drawing stuff. I'm not. I'm just checking all of my masks to make sure my masks are turned on. Or they're locked in. Rin is such a fun character. I love her. Spicy. I will have to redraw her a little bit. I've changed her tattoos and her outfit just a teeny bit, so... That's also why I went back and I added 2 chapters at the beginning because I don't want to have to do these dumb, like Amat, God of the Dead, Rin, Amat Soft Circle. Like, I didn't want to have to do all of that stuff, so that's why I went back and added 2 chapters before this part. So... that way, it's not an issue. I don't have to have that kind of stuff to, like, being a distraction. I'm gonna try really hard not to resize these because I really don't want to risk it. I'll have to fix that. I mean, her whole outfit's different now, so that's alright. Lots of redrawing in my future, unfortunately. This one I will definitely save before I do anything else. Miso. How you doing, Miso? Yeah. I will not copy over the model with it, because none of that changes. Alright, take it easy. It'll be a while before that happens. But thank you for joining. I appreciate it. Take it easy. we're saved. Now we're moving to copy the next stuff over. Copy. Hopefully everyone else is having a great time. And just so everyone knows, lurking is perfectly acceptable in my streams. Please feel no pressure to talk or anything. If you guys are just enjoying watching me work and or working with me, that's perfectly great, and I'm happy to have you here. Feel free to keep working silently. And just don't mind me blabbering. Don't mind me. We're just here to slowly get some work done together. Alright, so now this page is done. We have everything that I needed to be copied over. So let me save really quick, that way we have our progress, and then we'll start working on page 48. Like I said, just a long, tedious process. Not overly difficult, just tedious as frick. And this one we made some changes. I'm taking out this particular panel, and I'm going to be putting this smaller one here in this place. That way both of these panels will have some more room to breathe, because this particular character, Shu, or Umke Shu is her full name, she will not be in this scene this time, so this time around. So I will not be copying that one over. So we're just going to skip that one. We're going to go straight to this one. Ah, shit. I did the wrong thing. I meant to copy, not paste. That's okay. Right, copy. Alright, we're going to enlarge in this. It's going to be a little hard with some of these screen tones. They might distort a little bit, but that's okay. I'm redoing these anyway, so I will fix that later. That will be something that I fix when I have the time and the brain cells. Because right now I do not have the brain cells for that problem. Maybe some other day. One thing at a time. One thing at a time. We're gonna put that there. And this way this panel will have some more room to breathe, and we'll be able to see our expression better. I cannot wait to redraw, because this particular panel I had to redraw so many times when I was doing it the first time. I could just never get it to look the way that I wanted it to. Alright, now that that's saved, let's move over to the next one, which will be this panel. And now this panel will have a lot more room to breathe, because it felt really cramped when I did it the first time. So now the bubble itself and like the artwork of Aqua will have a lot more room to breathe. So what I'm doing here is I'm repositioning this, is I'm keeping in mind the green safety margin line. And I'm trying to keep the majority of the artwork within this safety margin. And then the text is going to go down here. There should be plenty of room for the text down here if I leave this right there. And then this stuff down here I can easily adjust just by rotating this particular image, so I'm not too worried about it. It's all stuff we'll worry about later. We'll cross that bridge when we get there problem. That problem is for tomorrow me, not for today me. Today me has bigger priorities. Alright, these two I want to transform together because of the overlapping. So we'll... did we save? Yes, we did. Okay, cool. So we'll copy this folder. I know, guys, it's absolutely riveting content. Thank you for everyone who's joining me. I do appreciate you hanging out with me while we do our work together. And that is why I wanted to transform these together. Because see, look, now all I have to do is just change the text and we're good to go. I will probably extend this one out just because I want this to be a longer panel. I want this to be kind of slower. I want people to really pay attention to this, so I'm just going to make it go all the way across. Make people really pay attention to it. Alright, and then we'll copy this one over. This panel of Zai was a real, like, stressed me out. Not because it was, like, relatively difficult. It just took a really long ass time. Alright, so, oh, let's save. I forgot to save. Alright. That one's good. And then technically the next one is going to be this one. But because it's technically like borderless, it doesn't, I don't give it like an actual like panel like everything else has. So let me copy this one over. This will go underneath everything. Hopefully I won't have to change the size of this one too much. Let me make sure all of my masks are turned on. Oh, see, this is what I meant. See how these are turned off? Oh, well, you guys can't see it. Oh. Hang on, it's auto-saving really quick. I'll show you guys what I mean. This is what you gotta watch out for when you're moving your masks and stuff. There it goes. Okay. So, what I was looking for is this. So you see this check mark here? This check mark is really important, because if you have this turned off, it won't move the mask with your artwork. There's times where you want to turn it off, and there's times where you want to have it on. In this case, because we're moving something as is, we're just transforming it, we need to turn all of them on. And that's why I've been opening all of the folders, to make sure that all of them are turned on. So there's the minimum number of changes possible. It'll basically transform everything together. So that's what I was looking for. So now we can just move this up, and everything that's supposed to go with it will go with it. Alright, now let me look at the old version. Okay, so this lined up with the top of that, and this little flower was in the corner. Okay, so let's, do I want to do that? Maybe I could utilize this to my advantage and make it look really cool. So it looks like this was originally here. So yeah, I'd have to considerably shrink this to make it fit. Let's go ahead and transform it, yeah. Because I really want all of this to fit, so. Because otherwise her hand's going to be cut in a really weird way, and I don't want that. So let's go ahead and transform this. I think it's a little too small. No, that'll give me plenty of room for the text. Let's make it just a little bit bigger. I don't mind some of this getting cut off. So when you're looking at like a page like this, what's really important to pay attention to is where your the live action line is, and that's what I'm watching. As I'm trying to figure out where the best place to crop this would be, like, because I know I want to keep everything that's super duper important inside this area. And so right now I'm just kind of moving everything. I might have to add in just a little bit more down here. That's perfectly fine. I don't mind that. It means I get to keep more of this artwork. I think that's a good spot for it. I'm gonna stretch this just a teeny bit. So I'm gonna have to redraw her anyway, so I might as well not worry too much about it, because I have to redraw her anyway. Hey Nathan, I just want to take a second to thank you for streaming. I'm finding it helpful to have something to chill and listen to. The ground, it beats listening to him. Well, thank you. So this is actually a concept. It's a thing. It's called body doubling, and the idea is that you are watching someone else work, and you work alongside them. Like, you seeing someone else work makes you also work and want to do stuff. Like, it's really neat, honestly. And that's one reason why I like to do this kind of stuff. Miso, get out of there. That's not for you. It's really nifty. So I appreciate you guys being here. It helps me work. And even though I'm a little, like, slow when I work, it's just nice to know that I've got people here to chat with. And also just lets me answer questions and give back if you guys, like, want to ask me something. It's just a good way to get to know, like, my fans and my readership and all that good stuff. So, lurking is perfectly acceptable and encouraged. So, thank you, Catger, for lurking. I appreciate it. Sorry, it's transforming. It's taking a minute. Stretch. My elbow just popped. Oh yeah, I forgot I got new hand braces. I should put those on. My hands tend to get really swollen as I work. Because of my autoimmune condition, I am swollen as frick right now. And wearing gloves, compression gloves, really helps with keeping everything circulating. So, I freaking love wearing my compression gloves. I have compression socks as well. It really helps. I'll go ahead and put my gloves on really quick. I literally put them on my desk and forgot to put them on. Of course I did. Because of course I forgot. Compression gloves, yay! Oh, these are perfect. I'm glad I went with the extra size just in case. Because sometimes if you get compression stuff and you get it too big, it won't do its job. So I'm always like, do I buy the bigger ones or not buy the bigger ones? There we go. Compression gloves, yay! Woo! Wow, yes, I feel the compression. My hand suddenly feels really weird, oh my god. Ooh, I have to actually work to bend my fingers now. Woo, that feels weird. Well, they're doing their job, that's for sure. I didn't realize how puffy my hands had gotten. Oof. You don't really realize, like, how puffy your body gets until you, like, put on compression gloves or socks. My feet are probably really swollen right now because I don't have my compression socks on, but I'll deal with it later. I will cross that bridge later. I'm not doing that right now. With gloves, it's easy because, like, I can just put those on really quick. With compression socks, man, sometimes it's a fight to get into those things. Alright, last panel, guys. Wait, panel 9 background. Oh, I forgot to copy this over. Why is this not in the folder? I'll fix it later. We're not worried about perfection here. It's not the name of the game right now. Let me check all of these layers. That one needs to be turned on. I don't know why those have tones. Okay, so I need to make a folder for all of these. So many layers! Oh my god, I use so many layers. Why? Why do I have so many layers? I don't know. Oh, it's weird having my compression gloves on. Hands feel a little weird. Okay, it's doing its job. It's doing its job. I like that they have little grippies on them. That's cool. Alright, that page is done. At least until I'm ready to redraw. Alright, that's done saving. Alright, we're getting there, fam. We're getting there. Ooh, you know what? I don't know if I'm allowed to stream this particular page because it's kind of violent, so I won't do that one. All of those pages are kind of violent, so I won't stream those just in case. Oops. Alright, let's do frame cutter. Ooh, I just realized this isn't gonna work. Yeah, that's not gonna work. I'm gonna do these. This one has to go lower because of the dialogue, so... yeah, it's gotta at least sit there. That's the highest it can go for the sake of the dialogue. this down just a little bit more. Alright, and then this one I have scripts for in my written script, so, but I don't have any images for that one, so. That one I'll have to actually sketch out later. And I haven't decided what I want for chapter 3 yet as far as cover goes. Alright, file, open. Bum 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 bum. Let's see here. Sorry guys, it's a big. It's this one. This page is pretty large. It's got a lot of layers in this one. Hey, we just hit 69 views. Nice. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate it. Sorry guys. Open faster. Just do it. There it goes. See? Complaining it works. It doesn't, it's not a shell necklace anymore. It used to be a shell, though. It's not a shell now. So I'm going to move this over a little bit. I'm going to change these borders a little. Oh, I might have to move this one. That way they all move together. Ah. What is that? Why is it doing that? That's so bizarre. I don't know why it's doing that. Oh man. Never change Clip Studio. Oh, why are you doing this? That's okay. All I have to do is move this one. There, see, it snapped. That's so funny. Oh god, Clip Studio never change. I'm excited to do, like to redraw some of these. Because I know I can draw them better now, so I'm excited for that. I'm not gonna worry about the background for this one because it's basically the same as above, so I'm not gonna. I'll copy it over later. Did it? Oh. Actually, let me transform that. Alright, let's copy this one in. Oh, I didn't save it, did I? Do 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 do. Ouch. Alright, let's copy, saved. Alright, let's copy this. Alright, there might be a couple masks in this one. I didn't check it before I copied it. So. Yep, all good. Ooh, I didn't think about this. It's not tall enough now. I don't think we need this close-up of her, if I'm being completely honest. I feel like that's kind of like a wasted real estate, so let me get rid of that. And let's just bring this one down. I can always add more tree, so that's something that would probably be really easy to add. So we'll move this down here. Let's see, what kind of dialogue do I have going on in the original? Yeah, let's give some room for dialogue up here at the top. That way Aros can think his thought and then Zai can speak. So let's do that. And that way if we want to, we can zoom in on this one if we want. Okay, these are corrections. So these need to be in here. Why I have so many screen tones turned on. There's no reason for that. Alrighty, now we're gonna copy. I'm gonna save because I forgot to save. Now we're gonna paste this one in, but I might resize it. So let's see how it looks after I resize it. Because I have to redraw it anyway, so like if I want to, I may as well. Well, let's see how it looks if I resize it. Might move this one over a little bit just so that there's some room. So I don't need that, because I don't need as much space as I have. Yeah, let's try that. Ooh, ah, go back. Okay. Alrighty, let's play a little bit with the composition. I may make some more modifications to that. So I'm gonna temporarily save what we have. Because I might keep this one narrow. That way it helps emphasize like that she's looking straight ahead. It's like a psychological thing. And that way we'll have room for the text and give some like space here for us to see like her face for the first time. Because this will be the first like full frontal that we've seen of her other than the previous page where they were talking about her. So I want, since this is technically her first appearance, I want to give it the, whoops. I want to give it the space that it deserves. Put down a teeny bit more. So let's move this one over. Why are you being difficult? There it goes. Yeah, that gives it a lot more space. We don't want to go too far over because we want to watch this. We don't want these to be even. So I'll move that over just a little. I'm not sure if I like that, to be honest. I might make that smaller. I do like this narrower though. So let's move some more stuff over. I'm going to turn off these blue layers though, because they're kind of in the way. I'm purposely not putting this in the middle. I'm purposely putting it a little bit off to the right. Because I want the natural... Here, I'll draw this out for you guys. Like my logic here. So, panel flow is partly not just how you arrange your panels, but how you arrange the stuff within the panels. So the idea that I have here for this particular page, as far as like, just to like show you guys how I'm like approaching this type of stuff, for those of you who are still here. So this is basically going this way, they're going this way, they're moving forward, they're moving on to the next thing. And then when they come here, it's whoop. So see how this is now pushing this way, and then with her, she's looking up. So basically what we have is like the overall flow is down, up, over, and then boop is basically the idea. So we have an S curve, and then one big S curve as well. So it's basically one giant S curve with a bunch of smaller ones inside. But all the art that I have here is intentionally leading the eye a particular direction. And it's the same with any of the past pages as well. Another really good one is this one. And I'll do it on this page too, just so you guys can see what I mean. When you're thinking about, like when you're doing your storyboarding, it's more than just like, it's more than just how are things, like how, like where do you put the panels, what shape are the panels, like all of that stuff is really important. So using this one as another example, we have Amat looking this way, we have this moving down, but notice how in this case I have a slight change in the direction here. Amat is still looking this way. Aros will be where Shu is here. So Aros is here, so they're having a direct conversation with each other, they're facing each other. And Aros says something where he's asking about Rin, he asks about a different character. So the direction in this particular case, so he says something perfect, Aros says something back, and then pew! So think of it as like Aros says something that doesn't move everything forward. He's like, well, what about Rin? Where is she? And then we have this really nice sort of like shape in here that just goes straight across. So we see, so he asks, we see exactly where she is, and then this leads us right across. We get a close-up of her, and then we see what she's looking at. And then for this particular one, it's basically the same, you know, just here she is, blah, blah, blah. Text will probably be right here, or maybe right here. I haven't decided yet. And then this dialogue will be sitting right here. So it'll be, you know, basically like this is the idea. This one's pretty obvious. This goes this way. And then she is pointing this way, but the overall feel of this artwork is this and this. So, but it leans this way. And then right here, when we hit this character, we see they're looking at something. What are they looking at? So it leads us off this page and into the next one. So there's like a logic here with how you... that's komowari, so that's basically like how you're planning the overall composition of your pages, but also the composition within the panels to aid in the flow of the pages. It's multi-layered. No pun intended. I just made an art joke. So stuff like that, when you're planning your pages, that's the kind of stuff you want to think about. Oh. Alright, saving. Alright, we're gonna close this page because we don't need this one anymore. But we have these we can copy over. So we're gonna close this one. Now we're gonna find the relevant page right here. No, Clip Studio's thinking. Must be auto-saving something. Yep, there it is. It's auto-saving. Woo! So yeah. Lots of things to think about when making your pages. If you're curious about komowani and the idea of paneling, like I have like 2 whole videos on the topic. I'm actually going to be making more videos on the topic. I realized that 30-minute videos are really intimidating to people. So I'm going to break them down into individual segments talking about only like specific things. That way, if I want to make like a 10-minute video going over like just Naname Goma and Masuku Goma, which are like kind of two, like they're paired together, then like I can spend 10 minutes talking about it, which I don't think I need 10 minutes, but that way, you know what I mean, like they're shorter videos. I'm thinking about trying to keep each one maybe like 5 to 10 minutes at most, or just shorter videos in general. So that way it's like short, sweet, to the point. Here's this section. So that's what I would like to do. Is it gonna happen? I don't know. I'm really bad at just making videos because I don't enjoy it. Oh, wow. Why the heck did I do it this way? What happened here? Oh, that's so... Oh, that's right, because the dragonfly is sitting on top of the panels. That's right. Okay. Yeah, that's really weird. As far as what I would want to have more space, probably this one is what I would want to have more space. So we'll just move this one up. You know, I'm thinking about this. I'm debating on if I want these 2 panels here to be on a different page. Because I don't have anything written specifically for page 58, which is the page right before this one. And this could be like a good Mekuri Goma. This one here could be a good Mekuri Goma. Yeah, let's do that. We're gonna move these panels. So we're gonna put this here. Probably put this at the bottom. That way this becomes a Hikigoma. And Hikigoma and Mikurigoma. So Hikigoma is the leading panel. It is the last panel on a 2-page spread. Very important panel. It's basically like it's gonna lead the people in. It's gonna lead your readers into the next page. Let's see. I might switch. I don't think I need this dragonfly panel now. So shit. Didn't mean to do that. So let me adjust this. I'm gonna do some quick doodling here. Put this here. Maybe if we, you know what? If I wanted to, I could move this up here instead. If I wanted to reuse it, I totally could. It's kind of silly too, but I mean, why not? Alright, yeah, and this way I'll be able to put in a little bit more up top. And then for this one, make it later. Sorry guys, I'm dry. I've got my compression gloves on, so I can't hold the pen very well. Put this about here. So what I'm putting here is an establishing panel, so I'm telling the audience where we are, and we're in a bamboo grove, so that's what all of this is. It's just letting the audience know our location has changed, because remember the way that this manga ends, we're in sort of like a swamp forest area, and then here we're in a completely different area, so we want to tell the audience that. So let's make those frames, those new frames. Let's go ahead and make those. Make that blue. And then I'll just put all these in here because they're all the sketch layers. So we'll do that. Alright, let's make that layer here. Alright, now we're going to cut the frame in the way that we want. This split we're going to make a little bit bigger. I'll put that right there. I'll probably change it so that the... maybe. No, I'll worry about that. Cross that bridge when I get there. I'm not sure what to do with this dragonfly. I don't know if I want to, like, maybe move... Let's move this over a little bit instead. Hello, Sergio, what's up? How you doing? Alright, now let's copy stuff over. Let's grab our artwork here. It's telling me there's no artwork in here. Oh, that's right. I forgot. That was such a dumb. Why did I do it that way? Because so what I did here is I made one image basically, and then I just had a mask on it. So I basically get to paste this one twice. So let me save this really quick. Right, we're gonna make this one bigger. She goes all the way across. Sorry if you guys hear that, that is my cat. She's just having a grand old time over there, I guess. Oh, there it is. I was like, where did it go? I was up there. Alright. I can see the whole thing. Yeah. This way we'll let the art naturally lead us off the page. And really let this panel shine, so. That way we see him kind of pop up, and then on the next panel we'll get to see what he's looking at. And that way I can really let that artwork like really look good. Okay, alright, I don't need this one anymore. Oh, I need to copy the dragonfly over. It's up here. Right, I only need one copy of it, I think. I'll just put it up here. There, so I have a copy of it. That's all I need. Alright, we're going to close that because we don't need that file anymore. Alright, so now with this one, we can put this up here. And this way we can really let these three panels shine with all the beautiful detail. Because that's what I want. That's what I want it to be. And then I can just move this dialogue down. Actually, I might move this down because I can build up, so that's not a huge deal. All right. Now this we can have fun with. I'm gonna let this one go up. But what I'll do is I will expand these. That way I can really just have this beautiful, like, environment. Completely self-indulgent. But I really want there to be, because the readers are still learning about this world at this point. And so having a couple panels where we kind of, like, take our time to explore the world that we're in will actually be really helpful, so. Never hurts. The other option is I could move this panel here. I could move this down here if I wanted. That is an option, isn't it? Let's see how it looks. So what I'll do is I'll just put that down there. So let's copy this over so I can move it freely. Let's take this off this layer, paste it. That way I can move it freely. Let's move this up a little bit. But let's grab this one, this from over here, and just see what it would look like over here. And that would give me more room for some of these panels, so I might move some stuff around. So it might make more sense to put this one down here. It kind of just depends, honestly. So if we do this, this fits perfectly, and then this doesn't change, but do we like that? I'm not sure yet. This text I can easily move up a little bit, so I'm not too worried about that. So let's see now what I would do if I decide to do that. How does this change? How would I change this panel? Miso. You can't have my lap, honey. I'm sorry, I'm working. I know what I can do. I always wanted to redo this one because it's hard to tell that he's digging into his bag. So let's use this as an opportunity to fix this, because this was something that I got feedback on when I did the page the first time. This down here. Move this up here. I can always move this text. Actually, let's do this. Let's move this one there. Yeah, because I can always move this text, so I'm not worried about that one too much. Oh, autosave. Sorry guys, give it 1 sec. There it goes. Let's delete that. Let's transform this so that it has some space, so we can actually see all of this in detail. Oh, let me copy that over to its own layer. X, B, set to multiply. That way the white doesn't get in the way. Put this in here. So this would have to be here. I think we have too much here. I think it's part of the problem. There's too much going on there. It doesn't really provide that much information. So there's wasted space right here. We need to be able to see his shadow here. So maybe can we reduce how much information is in this panel and have it still be valuable? Yeah, if we get rid of some of the flowers up top, we'd still be able to understand what's going on here. So when I pull in the new one, I'll adjust that. So let's change what is in here. That is not what I told you to copy. And I can always move the text. Yeah, this is way more... That way he literally just walks to the other side of the building. And then we'll... Just in case I want to bring this stuff back, I'll just use a mask. The music actually fits this panel this page really well. Alright, and then here we'll have something like a different way to show that he's reaching into his bag here. I'll just add a note, because I don't want to have to redraw. I don't want to have to like try to figure out the solution to this particular panel right now. So I'll just add a note here of what I want to be happening here. Alright, let's copy stuff over. Well, let's first make the new panels. Let's do that first. I'll probably go about 30 more minutes and then we'll call it a day. You did a pretty good job estimating how thick those gutters would be. Have mercy, oh my goodness, so many layers. Alright, I definitely need to save before I do this because I might crash this one. Let's pray everybody that it doesn't crash. With my luck it will. Oh, it's starting to, hang on, it's saving really quick. Hey, 3-hour mark. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate it. sticking with me for 3 hours. We're getting lots of stuff done today, so. Copying in lots of files. It's still saving, so sorry guys. There it goes. Alright, now we're done. Alright, let's make sure we have the right layer. Alright, let's copy everything into this folder. Even the stuff that I technically deleted. Alright. So what I'm doing is I'm copying this particular one here. I'm copying all of it, and I'll just paste it in the new file. Dun, 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 dun. Some of these just have a lot of layers in them, and so and everything is 600 dpi, like 22 by about 35 inches is how big these canvases are. And that's at 600 dpi, so they're actually twice as big as that. So these files are actually about like 44 by something, so they're really massive images. Yep, there it goes. Oh no! Wasted. That's okay. It happens. Thanks, Clip Studio, you loser. Alright, let's try. That's why we save. That's why we save our files. For that explicit purpose. Oh man. Damn. That sucks. It happens. It's a big file, to be fair. It's a big file. So what I might do is I might copy over some of those smaller folders individually. So that way it's less to copy. Damn. Okay. Alright, let's try again. Alright. I did need this open, but I also need Godsbane open. So it's, hang on guys, it's opening the other file for us. It's thinking about it. It has to open 96 2-page spreads, so it has to think about it. Thank you for trying, Clip Studio. I appreciate your efforts. But you're a little whiny bitch sometimes. Oh my god, like it has like 96 2-page spreads. That's too big. Pull it together. That's why we save. That's that reason right there. I learned my lesson the first time. Alright, let's try this again. Okay. Alright. Alright, so we've got a couple different folders here. Let me put this in. Is there anything on this layer? No. No, so we don't need it. Nice. We don't need that. Alright, so let's just copy these individual layers over. Or, so individual folders. Hopefully it won't, Is it crashing because of, can't handle the large file? There are two really big 3D models, that have a lot of, what's the phrase I'm looking for? NURBS, is that the point? Like, a lot of, like, points or whatever, vertices and stuff. So it's the 3D model that it doesn't like. That's my guess, is it's the 3D model. I could probably delete the 3D model, or remove it from the folder. That's probably why. But it also might be the really large file. So, it's possible. The fact that I didn't lose the stream, it tells me it's probably a file issue rather than my computer not being able to handle it. Because if my computer couldn't handle it, it probably would have overloaded my stream as well. So as long as the stream was fine, it's probably just Clip Studio. Because I created a custom 3D model for this environment that I made with like a bunch of smaller models, so it's probably just that overwhelming it. That's my guess anyway. I don't know, I'm not a tech expert by any means. Save. I'm gonna have a similar problem with this one. So what I did for this one is it's one folder. Like this one here had a similar issue just because it's just really large. And I didn't want to have 3 copies of this. So what I did for this one, I'll show you, is the artwork for these is technically here. These are empty. So, Miso, stop. So, yep, the artwork for these is right here. So what I'm gonna do is copy this one. Oh, I didn't save it, did I? I didn't save it. Damn. Did I just jinx myself? No! Ah! Save it. I was gonna say I just jinxed myself, you guys. Alright, we're lucky. Okay. Alright, so these are gonna be empty. These 3. And then this image will go right below them in another folder. And then I'll just adjust the mask. Can't talk today. The mask is really annoying. How, like, look at how much artwork I put in this. move it over. There it goes. And for some reason that wasn't taking. Move it up a teeny bit. Alright, so now we're going to set up the mask so that it sits below these. So now I'm going to come in here. I'm going to basically select... Give it a second. Done. There you go. Woo! Look how easy that was. And it's one folder rather than having the same folder 3 different times. Work smarter, not harder. For the sake of my poor PC. It's not exactly split the way that I want. I'll probably modify this just a teeny bit. Because this is really, really awkward. So I'll probably adjust some of this, maybe add some more ground here, because this is cut really badly. Like, that's a really bad spot to have that crop. So let me actually just change that now. I should have thought about that before I made the... I make this one a little bit narrower. Why are you jumping like that? What I'll do here is I'll just temporarily fill this in. And then I'll recut it by selecting all of this, reversing the selection, and then delete on the mask. Yeah, see, that's cut a little bit better. And I can fix this a little bit. I can add some more bamboo and stuff up here to make that look a little bit fuller up here. It's not a huge deal. And this way this is cut a little bit better. Because before it was really awkward. But it's all one environment, so now it's cut a little bit better. Sorry, it's saving. Because I changed a lot, so we're going to save that real quick. Alright. Next. I think we're done with this page. Yep, we're done with that one. So we can close that. Alright. Next. I don't even remember what page we're on. We're on 23 of the old pilots. Page 23. Yeah, stuff like this is gonna change, so. Turn the tones off. Turn the tones off. Wow, there's quite a substantial lag, I've just noticed. It's like at least 2 or 3 minutes behind, so that's a shame. I do have to transform this a little bit. I guess it's not gonna matter because I have to redraw him anyway, so. I'd rather have him on this end, yeah. That way it feels like there's a lot. The other option would be something like this, but I think I'd rather have it over here. Alright, let that do its thing. Faster! Alright, hang on, it's finishing up the transformation. Alright, let's turn this off because I don't need that anymore. Alright, and that's the new version of the page. Ooh, I don't know if I like this. This is kind of a weird split here. I'm gonna add a note in here, then I'm gonna move that over. Because I don't like that. I get my red for my editor's notes. Let me see if I can move this here. Move. I spelled over wrong. Because we don't want yeah, so basically what I'm seeing is we have this line coming down here and it aligns too perfectly with this. And if we move it over just slightly, it'll feel a little bit more natural rather than this here is kind of fine because I mean the flowers are hanging vertically, so not much we can do about that other than like if I lift this, like lift the flowers up. But because this is so stark in contrast, it almost lines up perfectly with this. We don't want that. So I'm gonna fix that. Alright, so I'm gonna save. So I've got my notes there. Alright, let's do the next one. Alright, so probably be the last page that I do, you guys. I'm gonna go take a break. We've got about 10 minutes left. Because then it'll be midnight here. So, and we'll have done about a 3.5 hour stream, so. Alright, let's put in my panels. Make this reload. Alright, let's put in our new panels here. I don't know what this is. That shouldn't be there. I'm not sure yet. I have a lot of appointments this week, so it'll kind of depend on my appointments and how much energy I have after my appointments are done. But but I may try to stream. I'm really trying hard to take a break from manga this particular week. Because I have it off from Global Comics, and so I'm trying to like actually take some time off. So we'll see how I feel, if I have the energy for it. Because right now, I'm not sure if you saw my community post, but right now my thyroid is basically dead. There's a lot of thyroid antibodies floating around in their stuff. So white blood cell count is white blood cell count's really high. So there's a lot of stuff going on right now. So I'm not really very well right now. So I'll see how I feel. Sometimes I have the energy for a really long stream. Sometimes I don't have the energy to stream even for a little bit. So I honestly can't promise that. They're kind of just as I have the energy. So I'm sorry for that. I know that's not really good streamer etiquette. So I apologize for that inconvenience. But I will be doing my best to stream as often as possible. That's weird. Let's put it this way. I didn't really have the energy to stream today until like I got up and I ate. And I took a 200 milligram caffeine pill before I started streaming. So like I can tell that that's starting to wear off now because I'm getting kind of tired. Because I just don't have I don't have a lot of energy anymore. Yeah, usually if I do stream nowadays, it's usually in the mornings. Like for me, I'm in the central time zone in the United States. I like to stream before work, like 30 minutes here or an hour there. So I'd really like to get in the habit of streaming in the mornings. And then because in the evenings is when I want to be able to focus. Sometimes I go to bed like right after work ends, and then like I take like a little nap until like 9 or 10. And then I get up and work. Sometimes I just draw for a little bit, and then I get up at like 3 or 4 in the morning so I can start working on manga. So my schedule is really, like my personal schedule is really inconsistent, just because of like my energy levels. So yeah, that's one of the things we're hoping to figure out this week is like what's going on there. Because yeah, we're not particularly sure what's going on. It could be a whole number of things. Could be anything from just an autoimmune flare up. Could be I'm getting gluten because I do have celiac disease, so there could be like a hidden gluten source that's causing my body to react. It could be a different autoimmune condition. It could be the big C. Could be a lot of different things. So just ruling out some stuff. But I also promised my boss that I would take some time away and just rest and go hiking and I'm going to go fishing with my dad, so just kind of chill. But yeah, I do prefer to stream in the mornings if I get the chance. Because if I stream in the mornings, for me, it's perfect for the folks in Europe and Asia. Because it's usually just in the evening time. Everyone's starting to get off work in Asia. In Europe, it's like midday for them. Well, Europe and Africa, it's like midday for them. So it works really well for most people if I stream early in the morning. So that's when I try to stream. I also meant to ask. Oh wait. Also was meant to ask. I think it was a few streams ago when I watched a live. You mentioned something about a tattoo. Oh, so the tattoo. I got. I had a consultation with the tattoo artist. And we made an appointment for when I'll actually get the tattoo. She was booked out pretty far, so I'll have to wait a couple more weeks. I actually have to wait a month because I'll be getting it on the 23rd of October. So I'm gonna have to wait a couple more weeks before I can actually get the tattoo. But she was down for what I wanted. So now that she has the artwork, or the idea that I want, she's like designing it for me. So. But no, you have the right person. Ooh, something's not right here. Maybe I don't want the ghost on the wall there. It's actually Onami related. It's celebrating my one shot, so I'm gonna get an oarfish in honor of Oma. Good question. Good question. I actually already have a Godsbane tattoo. So it's gonna be on the same arm as my Godsbane tattoo. This one is gonna be black and white. Wait, no, it's gonna have a little bit of red on it. Never mind. So it's technically considered full color. I forgot. I did say I did want red. I thought about doing a porcelain style tattoo, having all blue lines except for the red, but I'm not sure how that would look, so I'll see what she says. I've already put my deposit down, and her tip, so, or half of her tip and half of the actual tattoo cost itself. All in all, it'll be, I think we agreed on, I think we agreed on three or 400 for it. It's gonna look sick though. I don't remember what we agreed on. I'd have to look at my bank statement, and whatever I put in there is half of what it is. I'm pretty sure it's like with tip and everything, it'll be $400. Because I always tip my tattoo artists really well. Like you tip them really well, and they'll treat you good. And she's the same artist who did my Godsbane tattoo as well, so I love her work. I'm so excited to get another tattoo from her. She did really good work the first time. I always wanted a tattoo from Oh No Natalie though. I would love to get a tattoo from her, but she doesn't really do customs. So I would just go there and get whatever like flash I like. I just pick from her flashes. Her stuff is so cool, but I think she's out in California. So one of these days, when I take a trip to LA, or I'll just have to like book an appointment online and just be like, all right, like this is where I'm going to LA for like a week or so, and go get that tattoo done. I would be more than happy to pay for a trip to LA so that I could go get a tattoo from her. Eventually, let's see, it doesn't sound that bad. No, yeah, that's what I expected it to be charged a lot more than it was, just because of like how good her work has become in the last 2 years since I got my first tattoo from her. Like she's super booked. Like, do you ever do tattoos for people? I've had a couple people ask, but I feel like the type of artwork that I do isn't really well suited for tattoos because of how detailed it is, like how detailed my ink work can be. So when I try to do tattoos, I try not to like go overboard with details, but yeah, I've designed a couple tattoos for people. I think I have 2 people that have gotten their work tattooed, but what was really cool though, like I actually appreciated this, the tattoo artists, both of them reached out to me and were like, hey, like I want to tattoo your work, on a client, like are you okay with me modifying it? And I'm like, yeah, like absolutely, like I'm sorry you have to deal with my artwork. Here's the original files. Sorry you have to deal with that. Or like spend time working on it. And so I learned a lot from them, like getting to ask them, so like if I want to design tattoos for people, like what should I keep in mind? So that was really helpful that they were willing to talk with me, so that I could like figure out like what makes good tattoo art. But I would love to learn to be a tattooist. I've thought about it, but I don't think that I could have the patience to have people moving on me. And I hear it can be a little petty, and like it can be a little catty is what I've heard. I don't know if that's true or not. And it requires a pretty big upfront investment, but I know it pays really well if you're really good at what you do. But I like the job that I have now because it allows me to travel. Like, I get to go to cons and stuff, so I like the job that I have. Sorry, that took a really long time for it to do that transformation. I'm gonna see if I can just do this last panel and then we'll call it a day. All right. Alright, you done saving? There it goes. Alright, let's copy this panel over and we'll be good. Alright. Come on, come on, come on, come on. There it goes. Alright, paste this one in. Oh. Wrong folder. There we go. Alright, let's grab this one. Let's see. Alright, paste this one, and then we'll double check our masks, make sure they're all attached to their layers. They are. Good. Let's check this one. Yep. Oh, that's why we check. Alright. Let's move it into place. Ooh. Oh, I didn't grab both of them. Yeah, see, this will work out a lot better, because we'll get a better look at this environment. Alright. Probably should have saved that first. There we go. Now we're about the right size. And this way we can get some context of what type of environment this is from the backgrounds, which I didn't get to do the last time I had this panel. Or last time I made this panel. I didn't get the luxury of that last time. Miso, honey, you're gonna have to wait, baby. Let's see. Do I want it to be more on that side? Let's see. I want this more over here. Miso, stop it! No, I'm not picking you up right now. You're gonna have to wait. I feel like I liked it better on the other end. That way he has his thoughts, and then he thinks. And then we see the hands. Yeah, I kind of like this better. You just have to watch this tangent here. Let's make it more in the middle. That way it's clear he's kind of like backing up. That way we feel like he backs up because he physically moves places on the page. So let's do a middle ground there. Where he's kind of in the middle. So it feels like he's physically backed up, which he has. There's a little bit of a tangent here. Let's move this down a teeny bit more. Actually, make this just a tiny bit smaller, because that'll fix the tangent issues. Move that tiny bit smaller. We're almost done, guys. Almost done. Now I'm just nitpicking. Hi, Miso. No! You're not going any further. Sit. No! I told you no! Stop. I love you, Miso, but please stop. You know, you're fine. You're not going over there. No. No. You can't go over there, Miso. No. No, ma'am. That's not a place where Miso goes. You're gonna knock all that stuff over and it's breakable. So please don't go over there. Okay? Yeah, I know. It's so shiny and pretty and you want to play with them, but the answer is no. Alright. Alright, back to the task at hand. Don't swish your tail at me, ma'am. Oh, it's a bug. That's what's got your attention. I was wondering what she was all excited about. There's a bug on the wall. I'll probably move the hand so it's like directly on his shoulder. That would make it feel a little bit more claustrophobic. Alright, so let me transform this. Say okay. Alright. Sorry guys, I got distracted by Miso for a minute. Is that a bug, Miso? Do you see a bug? Is that what you were chirping about a minute ago? Yeah. So you're just trying to get the bug. Yeah, she's a good girl. She's a good Miso. She's a good girl. A little troublemaker, but she's a good girl. Have you guys seen my cat? I'll show you. While that's transforming, here's my cat. This is the cat that I've been talking to. She's very floofy, very cute, a bit of a troublemaker. So she's very adorbs. But she likes to get in trouble sometimes. Alright guys, looks like it's done transforming. I am done for the day. Thank you all so much for joining me on this. I really appreciate it. We had 79 views over the course of my stream, for a total of 3 hours and about 45 minutes by the time we're done here. So thank you all for joining me. I really super duper appreciate it. I appreciate your time. If you guys haven't yet, please hit the like button. It lets everyone know that it lets the algorithm know that you like my videos and helps support me. As far as when the next stream will be, as I mentioned before, my energy levels are kind of all over the place right now. So I will do my best to try to find some time this coming week to stream, but I am taking some time off from work, my job at Global Comics. And so I really don't want to just work a different job. Like manga is work to me, so I don't know if I'm going to be streaming during the week, because I would really like to just chill, relax, read, play some video games, take some actual time off. I have New York Comic Con coming up, and then maybe another con after that. I'm not particularly sure if there's anything for November or December, so I want to make sure I get some rest. But yeah, thank you all for joining me. You're very welcome, Nathan. I appreciate you coming here, spending some time with me while you get some work done. So, but yeah, I'm not sure when the next stream will be. I usually announce them on Twitter before I go live. So if you're not following me yet on Twitter, let me drop a link for you guys, just in case anyone watches this later. That's probably the easier way to keep track of me, is what I do on Twitter. Let me grab a link here. Just so you guys have it for the future reference. So if you don't follow me on Twitter, there is a link now in the chat for you guys who are listening in the future. That is the easiest way to keep track of me. So thank you all for coming. I super duper appreciate it. I'm going to go get some rest and enjoy my week off. So I will see you guys next time. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it, and I will see you next time. Ciao!